When you think of the Vietnam War and music, the image that comes to mind is of a cluster of infantrymen sometime in the 60s, crowded around a radio or a tape player, listening to rock music, the Rolling Stones, the Doors, the Animals. It is a true image, but an incomplete one, for there was another music, folk songs written by and for the GIs themselves. These were the songs from inside the war. They reflect the deep tradition of military folk song, as well as the folk music revival underway stateside during the early 60s. There was a song sung in Vietnam that was sung by Wellington's troops on the eve of Waterloo. There were songs that derived from those sung by American merchant sailors of the 19th century and by the Australian and New Zealand soldiers of World War II. Many songs show a strong influence of groups like the Kingston Trio, Peter, Paul and Mary, the Limelighters, and so on. Some were inspired by the Nashville branch of the folk revival, such performers as Marty Robbins, Jimmy Driftwood, Johnny Horton, and Johnny Cash. Just about any song was fair game for military parody, and there were some strong original compositions as well. This show is about these grassroots, grunt's eye view songs. Perhaps they can be called the last unknown music of the 60s.
Lift your head and hold it high.
Lift your head and hold it high.
Third platoon is passing by.
Third platoon is passing by.
Standing tall and looking good.
Standing tall and looking good.
We belong in Hollywood.
We belong in Hollywood.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Break it on down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ain't no use in looking down.
Ain't no use in looking down.
Ain't no discharge on the ground.
Ain't no discharge on the ground.
Ain't no use in going home.
Ain't no use in going home.
Jody's got your gallon gone.
Jody's got your gallon gone.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Break it on down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ain't no use in feeling blue.
Ain't no use in feeling blue.
Jody's got your sister too.
Jody's got your sister too.
Ain't no use in looking back.
Ain't no use in looking back.
Jody's got your Cadillac.
Jody's got your Cadillac.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Break it on down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The new troops arriving in Vietnam could use a song that told them what life was really like on the ground. And it was provided pretty well by this song called 6 Clicks. It was written by Captain Herschel Gober about 1963 when he was serving as an advisor. Click, of course, is short for kilometer. It goes something like this.
Six clicks is a mighty short walk when you march behind a band. 6 clicks can seem like 100 miles when you're walking in Charlie's land. With a pack upon your back, a rifle in your hand, every step you take, death is holding your hand. This is Charlie's land. Up before crack of dawn, out in the brush, every clump of trees can hide an ambush. You must not relax. Don't lay your rifle down. Remember, buddy, you're trespassing on Charlie's ground. This is Charlie's ground. And there's mud, mosquitoes and snakes, mines and punji stakes. Some of our boys found out too late just who owns this real estate. This is Charlie's land. 6 clicks is a mighty short walk when you march behind a band. 6 clicks can seem like 100 miles when you're walking in Charlie's land. Walking in Charlie's land. This is Charlie's land.
Certainly the best-known pop song about the war was The Ballad of the Green Berets by Barry Sadler. I'm going to do a song which is a real song out of the Green Beret experience directly in the relation with the FAC, which is a forward air controller. This was a little Piper Cub type plane which flew above the troops on the ground and acted to guide in the artillery and air support. It was a kind of an eye in the sky, and the people on the ground had to develop a rather intimate relationship with this fellow if they were going to survive. This is a song about that.
Friendly fact, this is Green Beret. We see you flying high above, out of danger's way. If you could spare a moment to help your fellow man, I wish you'd try to find me and tell me where I am. Green Beret, this is friendly fact. You see me flying overhead where you're still in the sack. Still I'll try to find you, set you people straight. But hurry, 'cause it's steak night and I don't want to be late. Friendly fact, this is Green Beret. We appreciate you helping send us on our way. But I really wish you'd think of danger on the ground, tromping through the jungle while you just fack around. Green Beret, this is friendly fact. If you no longer need me, I'm gonna head on back. I'll settle for a souvenir, whatever you can bag. An AK-47 or a bloodstained BC flag. Friendly fact, we've just come under fire. If you cannot help us, we'll join the Angels Choir. It's automatic weapons, we're really getting hit. So hurry with the fighters, 'cause we are in deep shit. Green Beret, you were cut out, I read you number 10. The C-team's telling dirty jokes, so please transmit again. You got Charlie cornered? Please don't let him get away. I've sent a call for fighters, but it may take all day. Friendly fact, please get your finger out. We've tangled with the regiment, of that I have no doubt. If you can get us out of Charlie's fearful, deadly grip, we'll give you facts a great big square in our comic strip. Green Beret, this is your friendly fact. Let me take some photos in case you don't get back. Turn this way a little, hold it, that's the style. You're on candid camera, so let me see you smile. Green Beret, they're shooting at this vac. I hear the bullets whistling by, I hear the rifles crack. I'm missing my siesta, I need a taste of rum. If you no longer need me, I think I'll head for home. Thank God our fighters now are circling overhead. Charlie's gonna wish that he had stayed home in bed. He's gonna meet his maker in the land that is to be. We're gonna blow his body up and set his spirit free. Friendly and fighters, I hope you see our smoke. That first strike came too close to us, it really was no joke. Green Beret, we're holding high the fact he got it wrong. He thought that you were marking the position of the calm. Fighters, this is friendly fact, please hold it high and dry. We can get this straightened out if we all really try. It doesn't really matter if I marked a friend or foe, 'cause you can't hit a cow's rear end no matter where you go. Fighters, you're cleared in again, please do the best you can. It's malfunction junction beyond the help of man. Just bomb the general area when the smoke clears out. We'll just count the bodies and let God sort them out. Now most of us are safe at home, we beat the dreaded calm. Simply let it hang all out to help the war along. The friendly and fighters will always save the day, killing off the Charlies to the last dang Green Beret.
Of course, the Air Force had some songs too. This is a song called Chappone. It's written by Toby Hughes, Colonel Hughes, and it concerns a young, restless, somewhat bored fighter pilot who gets fished into a mission that he turns out really not to want. It's called Chappone.
I was hanging round ops just to spending my time off of the schedule, not earning a dime, when a colonel comes up and he says, I suppose you fly a fighter by the cut of your clothes. He figures me right, I'm a good one, I say. Do you happen to have me a target today? Why, yes, I do. A nice, easy one. No sweat, my boy. It's an old-time milk run. I get all excited and ask where it's at. He gives me a wink and a tip of his hat. It's 350 miles to the northwest of home, a small, peaceful hamlet that's known as Chappone. Boy, you'll sure love Chappone. I pull on my G-suit, strap on my gun, helmet and gloves out the door on the run. Fire up my Phantom and take to the air. Two's tucked in tight and we haven't a care. In 45 minutes we're over the town. From 28,000 we're screaming on down. Arm up the switches and dial in the mills. Rack up the wings and roll in for the kill. Feel a bit sorry for folks down below. Of destruction that's coming, they surely don't know. But the thought passes quickly, we know a war's on down Whiskerine towards peaceful Chipone. Unsuspecting, peaceful Chipone. Release altitude and the pipper's not right. I'll press just a little and lay 'em in tight. I pickle those beauties at 2.5 grand. Starting my pull-up when it all hits the fan. There's a black puff in front, then 2 more to the right, then 6 or 8 more, and I suck it in tight. There's small arms and tracers and heavy yak-ack. It's scattered to broken with all kinds of flat. I jink hard to the left and head out toward the blue. My wingman says, Lee, they're shooting at you. No bull, I cried as I headed towards home, still drawing fire from the town of Chipone. Dirty, deadly Chipone. I made it back home with 6 holes in my bird. With the colonel who sent me, I'd sure like a word. But he's nowhere around, though I look near and far. He's gone back to 7 to help run the war. I've been round this country for many a day, seen lots of things they've been throwing my way. I know that there's places I don't wanna go, down in the Delta or in Tally-Ho. But I'll bet all my flight pay a jock ain't been born who can keep all his cool when he's over Chipone. Oh, don't go to Chipone.
Thanks. It's not unusual for soldiers to write songs making fun of the enemy. I'm going to do a song from a group of songs written by the Air Force guys from the enemy point of view. It kind of makes fun of them, but it also shows a kind of empathy for a very difficult assignment. These were truck drivers on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and they suffered under very severe bombardment. Some of the drivers were actually manacled to the steering wheels of the truck, and that's the reference in this song to a guy's filing his chain trying to get loose from this situation. The song is called Sitting in the Cab of My Truck. It goes like this. Hiding in the morning sun, I'll be driving when the evening comes, watching the phantoms roll in, and I watch them go back off again. I'm just a-sitting in the cab of my truck, thinking this life ain't such a game. Sitting in the cab of my truck, filing my chains. I left my home in Dong Hoi, headed for the DMZ. I had something to live for, a people's hero I was gonna be. I'm just a-sitting in the cab of my truck, looking through the windshield at flare, light, and rain. Sitting in the cab of my truck, filing my chains. There I sit having a nicotine fit. God, I'm too scared to get a cigarette lit, 'cause I just might blow my only hope of not showing up on a Starlight Scope. Sitting here, my
breeches so tight, 'cause I think that specters due back tonight. Bleeding from my ears and my nose, from the arc light that finally came home. I'm just sitting in the cab of my truck, looking at the bombs fall through the rain. Sitting in the cab of my truck, yanking my chain.
Nothing could be farther from the white Christmases of Norman Rockwell than December in Southeast Asia. I'm going to do a little collection of parodies of Christmas carols. These are written by all different units. There's some stuff in here by the CIA, by the 101st Airborne Division, by a SEAL contributed one of these songs to me. And I guess their attempt to sort of relieve the tension and have a little humor at Christmas time. The first one's called Ho Chi Minh is Coming to Town. A little background is required. The middle song refers to the Montagnard Revolt in 1964, when the Tribal Hills people that we worked with had some of their own political squabbles amongst themselves and with the Vietnamese. And then finally, a little dashing through play coup with the 1st Air Cavalry. Starts off with this.
Well, you better bug out, you better get high, draw your weapon, I'm telling you why. Ho Chi Minh is coming to town. Well, he knows when Arvin's sleeping, McBee's never awake. He knows your ammo is never good, so bug out for goodness sake. Well, you better bug out, you better get high, draw your weapon, I'm telling you why. Ho Chi Minh is coming to town. Oh, little town of Bon Metuit, how still we see thee lie. The good raw day are all at play, uprising in the night. Yet in thy dark street shineth the blazing furrow flag. The badger I will have to die, as Arvin they do fight. Dashing through Pleiku with 1st Air Cavalry, Hueys overhead, gunships on a spree, flares are hanging high, keeping spirits bright. We can see the enemy and shoot 'em up all night. Oh, jingle bells, mortar shells, we see in the wire. Light a little food gas and have a roaring fire. Oh, jungle bells, shots and shells, we see in the grass. Take your Merry Christmas and shove it up your ass.
Of course, a lot of these songs are pretty funny. They're intended to relieve tension, give the guys a laugh. This next song is a group composition. A bunch of people from the 2nd or the 502nd of the 101st Airborne Division worked on this together over several years. And it's dead serious. It's a kind of a depiction or a chronicle of a tour. It's called the Boonie Rat Song. Of course, the Boonie Rat is one of those terms about the man it all comes down to, the infantryman, the ground pounder, the grunt, the guy with the rifle. This is the Boonie Rat song.
I landed in this country, 1 year of life to give. My only friend, a weapon, my only prayer to live. I walked away from freedom and the life that I had known. I passed the weary faces of the others going home. Boonie rats, scared but not alone. 300 days more or less, then I'm going home. First few days were hectic as they psyched my mind for war. I often got the feeling they're trying to tie the score. The first day with my unit, we climbed a 2-click hill to find an enemy soldier to capture, wound, or kill. Boonie rats, scared but not alone. 200 days more or less, then I'm going home. The air was hot and humid, the ground was hard and dry. 10 times I cursed my rucksack and wished that I could die. Learned to look for danger in the trees and on the ground. Learned to shake with terror when I heard an AK round. Boonie rats, scared but not alone. 100 days more or less, then I'm going home. Strike force is our motto, airborne is our cry. Freedom is our mission, for this we do or die. Boonie Rat's a legend for now and times to come. Wherever there are soldiers, they'll talk of what we've done. Boonie rats, scared but not alone. 50 days more or less, then I'm going home. They say there'll always be a war. I hope they're very wrong. To the Boonie Rats of Vietnam, I dedicate this song. Boonie rats, scared but not alone. I see my freedom bird today. I'm going home.
Thanks.
Lift your head and hold it high.
Lift your head and hold it high.
13 is passing by.
13 is passing by.
Standing tall and looking good.
Standing tall and looking good.
We belong in Hollywood.
We belong in Hollywood.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
breaking on down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ain't no use in looking down.
Ain't no use in looking down.
Ain't no discharge on the ground.
Ain't no discharge on the ground.
Ain't no use in going home.
Ain't no use in going home.
Jody's got your gallon gone.
Jody's got your gallon gone.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Breaking on down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ain't no use in feeling blue.
Ain't no use in feeling blue.
Jody's got your sister too.
Jody's got your sister too.
Ain't no use in looking back.
Ain't no use in looking back.
Jody's got your Cadillac.
Jody's got your Cadillac.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
Break it on down.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Things have not been especially easy for the Vietnam veteran. I think you'd have to go back in our history to the Mexican War to find a war where its veterans were regarded as victims or chumps. And the veterans themselves were kind of expected to keep it to themselves, to be quiet about it, forget about it, put it away. I think you started to see a change. In '85, with the Welcome Home parades in New York City, Cleveland, Ohio, and so forth, small towns, big towns all across America, some healing is taking place, some acceptance, and some memories are being finally put to rest with proper respect. I went to the '85 parade in New York City, met some people, had some good times. I also found that a friend of mine had been killed in Vietnam on his third tour, a professional career military man. It was a strange experience. For 17 years, I've been carrying the memory of him as a living friend in my head. I wrote a song about it. It's called Dai Huy Joe. It's about him and about a few other people. Dai Huy means captain in Vietnamese. It goes like this.
Got our parade, and we marched on the route of Johnny Glenn. How the people cheered, how the ticker tape flew. We all played Remember When, Remember When. They lined up the boots on the LZ. The chaplain said a word from the hill, and standing in each pair was a ghost and a dream of things that might have been but never will. Of Dai Huy Joe couldn't miss the show, his one and only tour. Youngest captain in the airborne infantry. Well, I guess you'll always stay 23. Some of us think deep and some of us forget. But for most, it will never quite end. So here's to die, we Joe. Couldn't miss the show. His one and only tour. Youngest captain in the airborne infantry. Well, I guess you'll always stay 23.
Scared when he goes out there. I don't care how many wars he's been in. We've got men, platoon sergeants and things like this, older sergeants that've been in the Army for maybe 16, 18 years that have seen combat before. But even they'll tell you, no man will ever react the same way in any two times during combat. One time he might be the bravest thing that on 2 feet, and the next time he's just as scared as the next man.
States a year ago, and now I'm finally coming back. I've been in Southeast Asia flying with the shithouse Phantom Pack. I've got a tale to tell you like you never heard before. So just sit back, I'll tell you how I almost won the war. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. I bombed the mountains bare, man, I breathed the dust-filled air. A flak I've had my share, man, I've been everywhere. I'm talking about barrel roll, steel tiger, tally-ho, tiger hound, duck's head, dog's head, donghorn, one key, red root, truck kill, night strike, nail round, dive bomb, 2 ship, 4 ship, night out, day patrol, night patrol, dawn patrol, onion patrol. I've been everywhere. I've done everything, man, I've done everything. Any mission you can name, I've flown in a fighter plane. I put old Snoopy to shame, man, I've done everything. You zoomies think you did it all, moving fast across the sky. Why don't you come down on the ground and look old Charlie in the eye? With all respect, you'll never know what this war means until you spend some time with the United States Marines. I fought everywhere, man, I fought everywhere. Had the devil by the hair, man, gave him quite a scare. With cordite in the air, man, I fought everywhere. I'm Talking about Quezon, Rock Pile, through the bush, single file, Red Beach, New Bees, Monkey Mountain, Hoi An, July, Cantaloupe, Blue Lock, Starlight, Kingfisher, Buffalo, Dewey Canyon, Horseville, Mike Ranch, and Rattlesnake, Stupid Fruit. I've been everywhere. I fought everywhere, man. I fought everywhere. Had the devil by the hair, man, and gave him quite a scare. With cordite in the air, man, we fought everywhere. You jarheads in the green machine would all be stuck across the pond without the U.S. Navy chow and ships and corpsmen on the ground. Without offshore artillery and close air support, you're nothing more than F-Troop pitching guns at the fort. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. Water brown or water blue, man, whether foul or fair. Us swabbies, we were there, man, I've been everywhere. Yankee Station, China, CCB's, Quan 3, Wham Bam, thank you man, no more sampan, Econ, Seaton, Lord, Market Time, Long Pal, Greenway, Jump Force, Riverine, Bung Roll, Perfume, Tommy, Quaviet, PVR, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. Water brown or water blue, man, whether foul or fair. Us swabbies, we were there, man, we've been everywhere. You anchor clankers did your thing, they can't take that away from you. But after all is said and done, the U.S. Army saw it through. First to come, the last to leave, and there in between, hand to hand we fought with Charlie in Army Green. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. On the ground and in the air, man, let's just call it square. We all did our share, man, but I was everywhere. I've been to Long Been, Benoit, Doctor, Dua, Play, Kootenai, Canto, Don Tom, been hit, Wayne Gray, Fairfax, Rough Puff, Flew by, Sock, Trang, Long Bay, Pontoon, D-Roast, I've been everywhere. We've been everywhere, man, we've been everywhere. On land and sea and air, man, we've been everywhere. We all did our share, man, we've been everywhere.
The sound that will stand out most in my mind throughout Vietnam, maybe with every other soldier that's been over here, that's been in the jungle, that's been in the field, is the sound of the first shot. Because you feel, if you make it past the first shot, you have it pretty well made.
I think the sound that'll stand out most in my mind is that sound when that mortar round hits, because you can't hear it till it hits, and when it does, you know it. After that, it's between you and that foxhole.
The first sound that I remember is the first bullet that cracked over my head, and the artillery. I'll always remember those sounds.
And you know that Charlie is out there, and you never know where he's at. You get out there and you say, well, this is my time. But every time after the first few shots, you get back together again and you say, well, it wasn't me this time. You know, you look around, you say, well, damn, I wonder who they got. You know?
Firefight. Just had another firefight. Lead was flying. Men were dying. War is hell and full of fright. Just had another firefight. You never know when it's gonna happen. All you hear is AK snapping. Hit the dirt, start a praying. Hope that someone hears what you're saying. Firefight, firefight. Just had another firefight. Lead was flying, men were dying. War is hell and full of fright. Just had another firefight. Flip your iron to rock and roll. Squeeze the trigger to let her go. She gets so hot, you can't hold on. But by this time, Charlie's gone. Firefight. Just had another firefight. Lead was flying. Men were dying. War is hell. Full of fright. Just had another firefight. Lead was flying. Men were dying. War is hell. Full of fright. Just had another firefight.
You hear him call names, you look out and say, damn, this guy didn't even come over with me. There's no more of them, you know. And the company finally does get together and you look for old faces and they aren't there no more. That's when you get to feel it. Well, chances is going again, you know. The odds is really down now. It's my turn next. All the way down the line, you feel this way.
One thing that I don't think the civilians back home know about. You take one GI and put a pistol belt on him. You put 300 rounds of ammunition, which is plenty heavy. 2 canteens or more if he can stand it. You put a flak vest, which is a vest to deflect flak, not bullets, and steel helmet, and carrying a weapon. And some men have to carry a radio. You charge across a rice paddy in mud up to your knees. When you get to the other side, you'll not believe the results. Plus that, add about a temperature of 110. It is the heat. You sweat, and you sweat, and you sweat, and you sweat. You get rashes. You can't wear your clothes. You have to wear your boots day after day. You change as often as possible, and you put foot powder on your feet as often as possible. But you still sweat and sweat and sweat. The heat is fantastic. You spend a couple of days on an operation walking with the same fatigues on and no water. Boy, howdy, that's really something.
After about your 3rd month, you survive 3 months. You can pat yourself on the back and say, look here, buddy, I've been lucky. Lady Luck is riding on my shoulder all the way. And they give you a 7-day R&R, and you go on this R&R, and you really have a ball because it's still, when they go back, it's the last trip.
Stay away from 33. It has no taste or quality. There is just one local beer for me, and they call it Beer La Rue. There's a tiger on the side. It's green as hell, that's 99. But at least there's no your shots as a man for Bill LaRue.
Saigon, well, dirty, hot, smelly, needs cleaning up very badly.
Saigon to me, after coming from the States, is just like walking through a big carnival. I mean, there's so many strange sights and sounds. Everything's so different. Yeah, and when about the only good place you can get a good smell out of the city is the zoo, and these people are hurting.
I tell you, I can't describe Saigon. It's horrible. The bar girls here in Saigon are smarter and more clever than anything I ever expected. These girls will do anything for money or for an object. They'll set you down and get you to buy Saigon tea, which is nothing but colored water.
Your name Joe? My name is Miley. I work here too much now. I was looking, now I find #1 boyfriend, you know, American. Go 5 VC, buy good ring, #1.
Now listen, pilots, unto me, tell you in my song, how I left the shores of old Latrine, landed in Saigon, and it's hello, Chuyan, my dear Chuyan. Oh, you Saigon girls, can't you dance the polka? As I walk down Flower Street, fair maid Aggie met. She asked me please to see her home. She lived on Tyndall Street. Now if you come along with me, you can have a treat. You can have a glass of Saigon tea or a Bonnie Bar 33. And it's hello, Chuyan, my dear Chuyan. Oh, you Saigon girls, can't you dance the polka? Well, we walked about a mile or two, finally found her hut. Papa's son was VC, Mama's son chewed beetle nut. When I awoke next morning, I had an aching head. My pocketbook was empty, my lady friend had fled. Looking around this little room, I couldn't see a thing but a poster saying Yankee go home and a picture of Ho Chi Minh. And it's hello, Chuyan, my dear Chuyan. She can do a lot of things, but she can't dance the polka. Well, we come to this conclusion, all pilots need a rest. But if you go to Saigon, your morals it will test. And the moral of this story is, don't be a sinner. While going down to Saigon, try the Red Cross Recreation Center. Well, it's goodbye, Chuyan, farewell, Nook Mom. I traded in my aching head, I'll try Donut Valley. Please pass the cookies, I want a glass of Kool-Aid. Oh, my Red Cross girl, can't you dance the polka? All you U.S. girls, you can dance the polka.
Tonight, you have me girlfriend tonight. Tomorrow you go. Tomorrow morning you go, you know. Tonight you come with me, okay?
Have these girls that'll promise to take you home with them after they quit work. And she got out of the taxi, and as the GI started to follow her out, she closed the door and threw a grenade in the taxi. Blew him and the driver both up.
I love you. I know when you go anywhere, you hurt me. No. I like you very much. I know I keep you when sing, you know, you know. I sing Sam. Anh về với em rồi mai lại đi đường xa mang bao nhiêu tình.
Saigon is an R&R station. That is a rest and recuperation. Us GIs come to Saigon, some of us, for R&R. So does Victor Charlie or the Viet Cong. And it's a kind of an interesting coexistence because in the daytime, everybody keeps their hands in their pockets and they walk around town. And come 12 o'clock, it's open season on GIs. No kidding. And then the next day, everything's fine again. 5 o'clock in the morning, everybody's hands go back in their pockets and they just walk around the streets. You've got to see it to believe it.
It's hard to distinguish which ones are the VC and which ones aren't, because they're all the same. They all dress the same.
That's the biggest problem where we're at, is trying to identify who's who over there. Because they all dress just about the same. Can't hardly tell until they blow you up. Then you know.
A lot of us over here, we don't want to be. Like, I spent about 47 days out of states out of 4 years in the Army. And what I would like to go home, but like it is, you live on borrowed time over here, and the chances are very slim. There's only one man in the company out of 200 and something that hasn't been wounded or hurt at this time. I got 3 Purple Hearts, one more and I can go home. Every day that you live on a loan. You just borrowed something like from a bank, and sooner or later you're going to pay it back in dividends.
Well, I'm over here and you're all saying, ban the bomb. Who cares about a Marine? Why family or son? They're the only ones. They're the only ones. Take a man, put him alone, put him 12,000 miles from home. Take away everything but love. Make him like sweating, fighting, and blood. Who cares about a Marine? Wife, family, or son? They're the only ones. The only ones. You know my buddy got hit. Somebody told me he died. He paid the price for what did he buy? He bought your freedom by losing his life. Who cares about a Marine? Wife, family, or son? They're the only ones. They're the only ones. Who cares about a Marine? Wife, family, or son?
Can't really describe the feeling you get when losing a good friend, because they tell you not to make close friends. It's good to have buddies like he said before, and be pretty well close to him, laugh with him, and everything like that. But to really get closest to another guy is almost as bad as getting shot yourself, I guess, because it has a lot to do with a person's mind when he sees his buddy shot, and you just get a feeling in you, and he's dead, and you look at him, and half the time you crack up, right?
Maybe some cat to get a buddy zapped maybe the day before. He'd come in, he'd drink maybe about 2/5 of this cognac, his rice brandy. I mean, he's out of his mind. He see everything. He started everything to happen. He started a whole war within himself. Just, I mean, this is the kind of cat that need a 3-day pass to R&R or something.
There's a fireball down there on the hillside, and I think maybe we've lost a friend, but we'll keep on flying, and we'll keep on dying, for duty and honor never end. There's an upended glass on the table down in front of a long empty chair. Yesterday we were with him, today God be with him, wherever he is in your care. And their duty was there in the sky. Only 3 ships returning, Blue 4 ain't returning, to Blue 4 then hold your glasses high. 'Cause there's a fireball down there on the hillside, and I think maybe we but we'll keep on flying, and we'll keep on dying, for duty and honor never end. But we'll keep on flying, and we'll keep on dying, for duty and honor.
I've had 4 good friends blown completely apart up there in the jungle. And when I come down here and think about that up there, I'm just not too sure.
One thing that really bugs me over here is the fact that we're supposed to be over here helping these people, and we come across the ocean and we go through all these hardships and so forth, being away from the family and being in a strange country, and try to do a good job. And it seems like the people, either they don't realize this or they don't know what we're doing around here. They just don't appreciate it. It seems like all they want out of us is more money, or they want us to buy something from the PX or so forth. It seems like the only way you can get any kind of a relationship with the people is if you're willing to do something for them, like buy something for them. They don't seem to be very friendly towards us.
The people around here, they don't care about anything. You could be walking down the street, and if you didn't run fast enough, you're liable to get the next door neighbor's garbage on your head.
Mighty slow. Spent 12 months, I got 6 to go. I have the no sweat blues. I got the no sweat blues. I got the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn. I was flying along in my fine machine. A rotor fell off, but it don't mean a thing. I got the no sweat blues. I got the no sweat blues. I got the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn.
go to the swimming pool a lot and go bowling. He used to be able to dive off the high board, but I understand snipers started shooting at him when they got up there on top of the diving board, so you got to dive off the lower platforms now.
I was down at the club, drinking foam. I got so drunk I had to crawl back home. I had the no sweat. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn. And I was in Bangkok, the land of Thai. A lady come up, said no sweat. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn. And if Charlie come in, a knife to my gut, I reached for my pistol, but it was rusted shut. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn.
There's one lizard here about 6 to 8 inches long, has a mouth that'll open about as wide as a full-grown rattler. The Vietnamese say that when he bites you, you fall down dead.
Well, of course, this song is all in fun. That's why I spent 10 years as a W1. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues. I had the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn. Maybe someday my tour is through, I might just look out and make W2. I have the no sweat blues. I have the no sweat blues. I have the no sweat blues, baby. I don't give a damn.
One of the company commanders got sore about getting sniped at. Now, that sounds kind of trivial, but after it happens day after day after day, you know, you get sore, yeah. So he called a gun in on him, a 106. And that is a heck of a gun. He used a 106 for one sniper. He blew the tree out where the sniper was at, and plus blew out 3 or 4 trees around him. It definitely got the job done.
I've been in stuff so thick. My company and Charlie has passed each other cutting through the jungle. That's right. And we've been so tired, the company commander said, just keep cutting and say he's lost just like we are.
Sometimes you gotta kill people you don't want to, that really might be just innocent and have nothing to do with it, but they're there. You warned them, they don't go.
The children around our local area, as to why our unit is leery of the children, we had a deuce and a half moving through a local town, and it had 16 of our fellas on the back of it, and it stopped and slowed down for traffic in the town. Well, in each town you go to, the children are always asking for hand-me-outs and candy and cigarettes. So one of the fellas pitched him a chocolate bar. And as the truck stayed there a minute, he opened it and ate it. And as the truck started to pull out, he threw a hand grenade in the back of it and blew them all out of the truck. We just don't allow the children to even come within the barbed wire of our compound or around us. When we stop, we keep the children away from our vehicles.
Well, there are times that women and children are killed, but it's not that we want to kill them. The VC that take refuge in these villages, and when we have to sweep through them, we try to clear it. We try to give them a warning that we drop leaflets and stuff like this. We try to give them a warning to get out before we sweep the village. But 90% of the women there, they won't leave, or the children. that's their home, and they just won't leave it. But so then we have to go through. Well, take for instance, we was going through a village not too long ago. Sniper fired around at us, and it came from a hut, a hooch. And after we found out which hooch it came from, we opened up, got fire on it. One of the men run up, threw a grenade inside. Another man run through the door with his weapon on automatic and just sprayed the whole house. Well, after everything was all over, we went through the village and come back. We found out that there was 3 little babies in there, a woman. It's just something that can't be helped.
The rain on the leaves is the tears of joy of the girl whose boy returns from the war. The rain on the leaves is the bitter tears when the mother hears her son is low. The rain on the leaves is the cry that is torn from a baby just born as life is begun. The rain on the leaves is an old couple's love, much greater now than when they were young. The rain on the leaves is a passionate voice in a final choice when last love is near. The rain on the leaves is a voice surprised as it realizes its first love is here. The rain on the leaves is a heart's distress and a loneliness as life passes by. The rain on the leaves is a last caress and a tenderness before love can
They don't know any better because I believe when the French were here, they treated these people pretty bad. And since we are Caucasians and they are too, they don't know any better. They don't understand our language. We're foreigners to them. We come with weapons, right? We kill. And most of the children are very pretty. They're beautiful. They are. And no matter where you go, they always hang around you and talk to you. Some are nice. Of course, you have good and bad in every society, but they are very beautiful, especially the young girls. They're very, they'll just take your heart.
A couple times I've been warned by Vietnamese children that the VC were coming, and they gave us warning ahead of time, so we've been able to be ready for them, which certainly helps us out. It's probably saved quite a few lives. This all comes from, I think, the Americans are really warm towards children anyhow.
To be out in the jungle, you live from day to day, learn from day to day. There was nothing in the book that can help you. There was nothing. Everything that you learn on your own. You learn to survive on your own. You learn to keep the mosquitoes from biting you on your own. Because the more you put on repellent, it looks like the more they like to eat.
I'd laid around and played around Vietnam too long. Summer's almost gone, monsoon's coming home.
played around and played around Vietnam too long, and I feel like I really want to go home. Like the John of Viet Cong coming after me, coming after me, everywhere I see. Like the John of Viet Cong coming after me, and I feel like I really want to go home. 'Cause I've played around Vietnam too long. Summer's almost gone, monsoon's coming on. I've laid around and played around Vietnam too long, and I feel like I really want to go home. They don't get along. They don't get along. No, they don't get along. Ho Chi Minh and Johnson, they don't get along. And I feel like I really want to go home. 'Cause I played around Vietnam too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, monsoon's coming on. I've played around Vietnam too long, and I feel like I really want to go home. Daughters are getting married off, and I feel like I really want to go home. 'Cause I've played around Vietnam too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, monsoon's coming on. I've played around Vietnam too long, and I feel like I really want to go home. Yes, I feel like I really want to go home,
Take Nancy Sinatra's record, These Boots Are Made for Walking. When I hear These Boots Are Made for Walking, it brings tears to my eyes when I think how far my boots has went. Every day is like a steal. There was guys who say their prayers every morning and say them every night and during the evening. No matter when, it's say a prayer. And you ask a lot of guys, you know, how come you go to church every day now? Guys say, well, I didn't go to church every day when I was in the States, but I feel like I'd like to be on the good side of the man right now. And that's really the feeling that you get out there. It is. You're out there by yourself. You may be with 100 guys, but you're all by yourself in the eyes of the Lord.